Let's be honest, there's no guidebook when it comes to relationships. So we end up having to stumble through life trying to figure things out for ourselves. What if there was a podcast that found the answers for you, that provided insight to build a successful relationship and ultimately find the companionship you've always hoped for? Welcome to the Girls Ask Guys show, where we answer the questions most people are afraid to ask when it comes to lessons in life and love. It's time to master this thing called life together with your hosts, John and Ashley.
And welcome back to the Girls Ask Guys show, where we are your guide for dating, love, life, relationships, the world. There's some storms coming in, so we'll go ahead and classify the rain as for that.
By the way, guys, I'm almost in the eye of the storm at this moment. So, yay! It's almost 4-month break time.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you can give your hurricane update.
Yeah. John, I'm blowing in the wind right now. I'm on my way. I think I see your house. That'll be my hurricane update.
Yeah.
But this week, actually, we have a guest, which we haven't had in a while. And it's very exciting because we have another dating coach. And you guys know we usually lay into dating coaches. But this coach is actually really good. We found ourselves to be a compatible match with a coach we actually agree with.
He actually is very niche, and he only works with very high successful women. And his name is Anwar White. So if you want to take a look at it, you want to see what he's about, just go to getyourguycoaching.com. Wherever you find us at, you're going to find him. So you can take a look at Spotify, Amazon, and all those places. So wherever you're listening to us, all you have to do is tap over and you'll be able to find him. It's Get Your Guy Coaching Podcast is the name of his episodes.
Yeah, and the beauty is we were able to go back and forth and talk about the differences, and we were able to really express he's very pro dating app. We're very much not that. And it was a good conversation because nobody argued, nobody did anything like that. We just kind of sort of met in the middle and realized, go for it.
We do things one way and he does things a different way. But when you sit down and you analyze it, we're doing the same thing. We're just coming at it from different angles. So we explain it one way and he explains it another way, which is rare amongst dating coaches and relationship coaches because usually they have a system that they follow and they are very rigid with that system and nothing else is going to touch it.
Right. It's the end all be all. And that's one of our biggest problems with dating coaches to begin with. It's the end all be all. If you're not following their method, then obviously that's why you're single. But the truth is some people's methods don't work. Like the way I approach dating is not even completely the same as the way John approaches dating.
Exactly. And that's what makes our show so unique and interesting because I look at things one way and Ashley looks at them another way. But when you get to the core, it's really the same thing. It's just we're coming at it from two different points of view, two different angles. And I explain things one way. Ashley explains them another way. Anwar explains it a third way.
Right. And what it really comes down to is everybody's different, and I think that's the beauty of having multiple dating coaches. Even if, let's say, somebody's a traditionalist, somebody is a minimalist, or I don't even think that's the same realm. But you know what I mean? If somebody's traditional, somebody's non-traditional, the beauty is if you are non-traditional, you can go to that person. That doesn't make the traditionalist wrong. It doesn't make the non. Everybody's different. So you have this variety. And when we bring you a new dating coach, we're not saying, hey, we endorse this guy because he thinks exactly like us. We say, we see the differences. And this is where you need to go to him because we might not be able to help you.
We are not dating app people. And I've used dating apps. I've explored dating apps. And they just really don't work for me for two reasons. One, the people in my area, there's just not enough people on the app. Like where I'm from, the vast majority of the matches and everything else I get, doesn't matter what dating app I use, are either from New Orleans, which is 3.5 hours away, or Houston, which is 3.5 hours away.
Jesus.
And I might get 2 or 3 that actually live within 9 miles where I'm at, compared to the thousands that I'm getting from 3.5 hours east and 3.5 hours west.
Right. That's so funny. It's like your next door neighbor, Marge, who's like married to her husband. You know what I mean? She's just looking for something strange on the side. That's who you're going to match with.
So that's one reason that I don't use it. The other reason that I don't use them is because it's always the grass is greener on the other side. Nope. I don't like this person because of, I don't know, they're not adventurous enough. They're not intelligent enough. They're right up. They say they're funny, but how are they funny? What's their sense of humor? What do they find funny?
Exactly.
There's no definition in there. Or you can actually get those apps where you have the free and paid subscriptions, and I'm inundated with scams.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Hey,
not a subscriber.
Are you looking
I'm not
for a
paying
sugar
attention.
mama? Are you looking for a sugar baby? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's people literally just on there asking you for money. And you're like, ugh.
Yeah, they come through and they start the conversation, and then 2 or 3 messages in, they're going, oh, let's jump off of this and give me your email address. Nope, don't do that. Well, give me your phone number. Nope, don't do that either.
Give me your social. Definitely not.
Yeah, after I actually tell them, you're not getting my phone number, I'm not doing that yet. I don't even know you because I'm asking you a specific question. I love it when they actually pop in and they're from my area. I'm like, oh, really? Well, have you gone here?
I do that.
And they have no clue what I'm talking about.
But I do that on, like, because, you know, Facebook is riddled with scammers. So I do that on Facebook all the time. Just so you guys know, scams are not limited to dating apps. It's all social media everywhere. Yeah. So on Facebook, when I find a scammer, I'll message them and they'll be like, oh, I'm from Los Angeles, California, knowing damn well they're not from Los Angeles. And I'll be like, oh, have you ever been to Orlando, Los Angeles? And they're like, yeah, that's my favorite part. And I'm like, okay, you fucking idiot. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Here's a tip. Google Maps. At least do your research, people.
Basically, right. Exactly. They don't even put any effort into it.
Yeah.
But I guess the point, what we're trying to say is there's different strokes for different folks.
Right. Yeah. I'm not ripping on Anwar because they use dating apps. I mean, it is a tool.
No.
But I prefer to balance it out. And so does he, actually. He actually will limit you. He'll put a time limit on how much time you actually spend on the app. And you'll hear that in Thursday episodes. Yeah.
I really did like that.
Now, what we did for Thursday's episode is we actually went through from the, not just our methodologies that we work with, but we also hit some of the bigger questions that we get, like, what's the biggest mistake someone can make on a dating app? I think my thing on that, they're not defining it enough. Well, and their profile, they don't define it. Like what I've mentioned about, oh, I'm a very funny person. I enjoy having fun. Okay, well, what kind of fun? Give me an example. Right. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes people make, other than becoming addicted to the app and preferring that over approaching somebody in your grocery store, at the gas station, at a bookstore, wherever you happen to be.
Yeah.
Then we started looking at what happens next and setting up the first date and how to get ready for that first date.
Yeah. This week's show is going to be very dynamic and to show you guys that, listen, we're not the only people. We have no problem saying that. We have no ego involved in that. If you are a successful woman who is looking for a man, he might be your person. As you listen to him talk, as you go visit his website, as you go make sure that you follow his content, because you should, you'll see that he might be the bigger connection and the bigger...
Or the better match for you.
Better match, exactly.
Now, one thing we didn't actually get into in the episode that we probably should mention here is that we can work worldwide with our elite coaching program. I didn't ask him where he actually coaches. I know he's around the Los Angeles area. I'm not sure if he actually expands out further than that or not. I'll see if I can't get a hold of him again and ask him that question. Yeah. But definitely, if you're in the California area, Anwar might be a very good alternative if what we coach and what we say doesn't exactly work for you all the way through.
Exactly. And that's what we want you to keep in mind as you go into this show. But I think we're almost out of time, am I right?
Yeah, we are almost out of time. So listen to Thursday's episode because Anwar, he does have some very good tips, and he's specifically talking to those very successful women who are single and looking for somebody.
And as always, guys, don't forget to like, rate, share, subscribe. Tell your mom, tell your friend, tell everybody you know about this show. And if you tell somebody you know, make sure you write us in on our new website, iknowcupid.com, and you say, hey, I told somebody about this show and they loved it. And then you encourage them to do ratings. And next thing you know, we are all over the world and we are coming to your city to do a weird conference that's going to be $100,000 a person. I kid.
Yes. Yeah, we're not doing $100,000. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Could you imagine? We wouldn't even show up. Like, honestly, if we made that kind of money, we'd probably be like, we'll do it on Zoom. I'm too famous.
I can't trouble to pack my bags again.
John and Ashley on tour via Zoom.
I'm too cheap to hire a butler to actually pack my bags for me.
Literally $100,000 shows. 30,000 people show up. John would still pack his own luggage.
I just feel strange telling somebody else to do
Not
something.
me. I have a cleaning lady, and I'm broke as hell.
So check out the new website, iknowcupid.com. Now, if you get there and not every episode is loaded up yet, we're working on it. It's going to be coming to you. We've got transcripts that are going to be added in. And if you look over on the right-hand side of the screen, if you're not on a tablet or a phone, you'll see almost every single place that we are at. So you can click on that, follow us, or subscribe, whichever terminology that site is using. They're getting rid of the subscription thing, and they're now saying follow, because they still think subscription comes with a price. It's free, people. Free. Subscribe.
It costs nothing to listen to the show.
Yes. So with that, we will talk to you on Thursday.
That's all for this episode of the Girls Ask Guys show, where all of us learn to master this thing called life together. For more answers to your questions on life and love, be sure to subscribe to the show so you don't miss a single episode. And head to girlsaskguyshow.com to submit your questions for a future episode or apply to be a guest on the show. Good luck out there, and we'll catch you next time, right here on the Girls Ask Guys show.